Now, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Amazonians, our presentation of today has a lot of power and a lot of things we shall be bringing onto you. As I said, I have a special guest with me who is nobody else than Lady Casey, our one and only Lady Casey, that I'll be bringing up in a short moment from now. But before we go into that, I want to use this opportunity to address a few things. A few days ago, I started by addressing a couple of things that are happening in this revolution, in this liberation fight, right? And I gave us 3 things that La République has been planning to do. Now, if you did not watch my message and my Facebook live show 2 days ago, please go back and rewatch it. It is very necessary. It is very important that you get that message. Sometimes I really wish I had more possibilities to spread my messages, most especially to the people at ground zero, because they are the biggest target at the moment. Ground zero is the biggest target at the moment. You see, that's why you see a lot of things are happening in ground zero. They need to know the truth. We need to educate them. We need to make sure they are informed, so that they don't fall into these traps of La République. So if you are watching me from ground zero and you missed my show of of Tuesday, please try and get it. It's in my YouTube channel. It's on my YouTube channel. It's on Facebook. And of course, I want you to try your very best to get it. Try your very best to get it. Now, today we are talking about the price of freedom. The price of freedom. The first question I would like to ask each and every one of us is that, how much is too much for you to pay for your freedom? I repeat, how much is too much for we or for you as an individual to pay for your freedom? I repeat, how much is too much for you as an individual to pay for your freedom? Now, most of the times when we talk about the price of freedom or the price for something, most people always tend to think in the sector of finance. We are always tempted to think about cash, money. But price ranges from different things. It can be something like commitment. Price can be a sacrifice. Price can as well be finance. Financial price. It can be the willingness to forgo some pleasures so as to gain some certain things. It's a price you're paying. So how much is so much for you as an individual to pay for your freedom? Talk less of a national freedom. Now let's talk about Amazonia. How much is too much for us as people of the beloved nation of Amazonia to pay? That makes it too much for our freedom. Before I proceed, while you click on the share button as you join, because I want to make that a compulsory thing on this particular show, because I really want those who cannot get our signals to be able to join me and get the message. Let me bring my guest before we proceed, and I'm going to bring our one and only Lady Casey. Good evening, Lady Casey, to you in the Queensland. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing very well. Good evening, everybody. The struggle have to continue. And I've just been listening to what Mr. Nanchop have been saying. What, can you pay for your freedom? What is too much or what is enough for your freedom? And I am hoping that we will all come together and share some great ideas that will position us for continuous progress and success in this revolution as we tackle the enemy without and within. So stay tuned, keep sharing as we would open the coconut of the price for freedom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lady Casey. And that leads me to this question that I just posted a few moments ago, Lady Casey. I am tempted to ask you this question because you're presently on my show and you are this beautiful guest I'm having this evening. By the way, Lady Casey, I'm very proud of you. You are a wonderful comrade. I've been opportune to work with you for over a year now in this revolution, and to have you as one of our female generals, I am very glad. I appreciate your patriotism. I appreciate your zeal for this revolution. I want to ask you this question because I think I can looking at your commitment. I want to ask you, how much is too much for you as an individual to pay as a price for the freedom of Amazonia?
Yeah, as an individual, there is nothing too much to pay as a price. And I will say this because before I even go in how much I pay as a price, I also know that as an individual, you can face diverse challenges in your participation and contribution to our freedom cause. So personally, there are things that you expect to go as planned. You put all the plans, all the strategy in place. It's just the moment of execution and everything goes sour. So there are so many things that will come to discourage you. Friends and some families who don't understand the plight might tell you, oh, why are you wasting your time with that people that are always fighting each other? They are only calling you names. Why would they do that? But what I want us Amazonians to know, that the freedom is sure. And because if you are personally convicted in your spirit and in your being that the freedom of Amazonia is sure, you would do and sacrifice anything, including your pride, your name, to see that Amazonia is free. So for me personally, there is no price too much for freedom, particularly the freedom and liberation of Amazonia.
Wow, I could not express that more better than you, Lady Casey. And I want to say this, I'm very glad that we have these patriotic Amazonians watching us right now. Papa and Mami them, una welcome for this special edition of Amber Voice with Nanchop and Lady Casey. One chakara de Toure for talk about how much be too much for we for pay as a price. For say me we free. We will become a free people from the bondage of La Republique. Before I go print something them out, I want to talk something for we. In every fight where people they fight, one of the things the way people they need them, what they call and say a determined mind, just like the Casey talk, and a mindset of commitment. One of the things, Lady Casey, what we don't see La Republique don't do in the last days then, La Republique don't take actions and it don't try to do things then where it tests our commitment as Amazonians and it tests our determination. I'll play a series of videos, but we will analyze this together, Lady Casey. If we agree on one thing, say, La Republique don't play a series of games them. It don't take actions them for test two things. One steadfastness and one mindset of commitment. Where nothing will look and say it be very basical and a strong key for any person where they fight for freedom or any set of people where them they fight for their freedom. Because if you look what it happen right now, we don't see plenty of people that they shift their position for the revolution. You go see some person who be the talk yesterday, they sing, oh, Amazonia must be free, Amazonia must go independence. You are surprised the next day, the person they talk some kind of to you, they ask and say, Nadim man, E.g. Barrister Ashu. Before we proceed, by the way, let me give you an opportunity to make a statement on that before I play a video. I talked about, we don't pass through a lot of things and presently for the revolution. And if we look at those things, now a test of our commitment and determination for become free. And most of the times, the sad thing I say, Lady Casey, when people then face test, two things they always be the outcome. Either they fail the test or they pass the test.
Mm-hmm.
There are no two ways out.
Yeah.
Test no get a draw. You either fail or you pass. Those are the two outcomes of every test. And when we see the things the way that they happen now for the revolution the way La République they bribe people, the way La République they bribe activists them, the way La République they bring in, they don't even go for National Dialogue 1, they don't go for National Dialogue Part 2, they don't enter National Dialogue Part 3 now in the name of Ghana Talks or Ghana Witty. All this attempt, now because La République, no one come for an internationally led talks like the one for Switzerland. They prefer something where they get influence over, where they feel manipulate them, so that they no go fit accept the autonomy of Ambazonians. In other words, the independence of Ambazonia.
Yeah. And Mr. Nanchop, I want to just add something. You say La Republic don't do plenty things and way it don't test our resolve for see our freedom. And mention also how people they don't change position in the course of this fight.
Yes.
See, and the reason why these things happen so now because the people then get the wrong notion and the wrong perception of who the enemy is. Because we know, see, when you see La Republic and if you say, oh, we start with civil disobedience. A lot of people if you say, well, ghost towns and lockdown will solve the matter. But they realize that this war is multi-dimensional. Things they need for change. Other aspect they need to come in. So we will need for apart from the ghost towns and lockdown, we need for also handle the enemy with the same brutality when the enemy don't come against us. I mean, they will first start the calling names them, they do marginalization, they will do small thing they like that. Now so they be start, they go marginalize with the plan, they get their assimilation plan where even Popo say be admit and say they will get their plan of as for assimilate we. Now all that small thing they not work. When we come out, we stand out, they bring a helicopter and gun, they shoot we. So now wait it is shown and say these people them they know commit such outrageous brutality and evil for us where they want now say me our people them me they become so tortured me they feel so much pain and then me they give up. But will not fit allow the enemy where the enemy where it already die will not say Cameroon a rotting country whether not go up and down is the country is rotting. There's no because country as rotten as La Republic now. So when we already know saying a dying a country it already die, we not fit allow ourselves to be part of that because we will die, we will die with them. That country, anybody who don't ever get an opportunity to talk to them one-on-one, I always tell them, say that country is going one way and it's down. And it's down 6 feet.
Exponentially.
Exponentially, yes. And it's going down. So there is no way. Say that una bring all this Anglophone and sing and end Anglophone crisis one piece. Peace without justice. Preach without proper reform and system. Preach without peace without Amazonian restoration and independence now waste of time. So now when we therefore have to remind what people they say, no matter what it happen, no matter what it go on, we get for maintain our stance because the enemy he aim now for create confusion among us like they don't always do. Now for take out a few people then for create it as distraction. You also mentioned these talks where La Republic one now only talk the way it get influence over. We don't see those many kind of talks that don't come out national dialogue. We see we yet in the way the Anglophone the way they go for national dialogue, how they cry when they come up with them. We don't see all the other before they start with that their numerous commission the way they are useless and then they went for that their foolish dialogue the way they want something where they go control and all the time La Republic always from history they have a track record for try for choose the Anglophone or the Southern Cameroon leader where they go deal with them. They want choose na leader where they know see they get influence over. I mean, we don't see Frunzi, we don't see the now with the former leaders in Kondingi. We don't see how they try for choose now people that they know see they are dominate. They don't want choose Southern Cameroon and the way they don't stand strong and know what they like. And now the whole world don't talk about international mediation. And La Republic because they know fit manipulate bring that their crookish and wicked system for Switzerland because they know fit do that one now while they don't do connect on they try for create a fake stories then for discredit the Swiss left talk. And if Ambazonians they know La Republic never ever can one day can't deny say they no agree for go for Swiss talk, or deny say they no be part of it. They no wan ever deny in public. And if Amazonians they also know, they know say La Republic now wan make any statement publicly say they don't withdraw. So we get for also be patient. We know say La Republic the one give the international community say they get good faith, but we know say they get zero good faith. For give them that impression, for agree for come for that Swiss let talk, because they be feel say we are so divided, we are disorganized. When they agree, so we go chakara ourselves, and then things they no go, but we don't pass that level because we are so organized, we are so ready for La Republic. And in other
Let me
things,
kiss
I
it.
say, yeah,
Before I allow
yeah,
you to continue, you did talk a lot of sense. And I want me we broke it down gently because you don't make mention of a lot of key points the way I know I'm Russia. I know I'm Russia. More break up. Look, one good thing for Amber Voice I say with the Chakara Tori, with the Chakara, with Miss Chakara, with the Chakara Ram. Go reach for grassroots level. You make a very key statement. Number one, you talk say, this revolution, it be multidimensional. You just say, plenty people will get them today for the revolution where they one give up and the one go join the side of the enemy, or they try to accept the narrative for the enemy. Somehow it be milled. Now people the way they need to understand so the revolution be multidimensional. And not true. I want to first broke that part down because it be very important. May Papa and Mommy don't understand what you mean by that. Before I allow you to elaborate on that, I want to talk something. Papa and Mommy them. When we enter this fight, we know say it be start with lawyers and teachers them. And just like Lady Casey talk, one of our weapon be away civil disobedience goes down, and then we increase them to another level, say economic sabotage. Then we can increase them for another level where we go into diplomatic moves. Then we can increase them for another level where we go now for total independence. Then we can go now for another level what they call and say self-defense.
mm-hmm.
Some people then they be look and say, oh, mostly just the teachers and the lawyers them. Their own ability be end just for the first level. Civil disobedience for come out for court and for come out for classroom. So by the time where we enter for ghost town and we enter for level so don't bring in the interim government, it go beyond their jurisdiction. It go beyond their ability. It not become a classroom thing. It not become a law, a court thing. The fight don't take another dimension. We can't get the interim government. Now we don't enter another level of self-defense. It not been an only matter for so get interim government and the rest, but another level of war for fight back. So you see, with these different dimensions and these different ways of how they operate, before I want to play a video, I guess I want to allow me the case make a little enlightenment on that. We see people where they get little expectation, they be just think anything will be now just 1 week thing, 1 month thing. And of course, their desired outcome, the teachers and the lawyers, where they go for street, they just hope say, maybe they can fix classroom for them, maybe they increase their salary them, they fix 1 or 2 things, they cancel 1 or 2 things, dismiss some people them. But the thing don't metamorphose to this level where they. Now so liberation fight and they always be. One thing they always lead to another. Lady Casey, when you make a statement say, this liberation fight, it be multidimensional. I want to give you 1 minute for broke them down for your own, for Papa and Mommy their understanding.
Okay. When I'm talk, so I mean say, like you don't really explain most of it, because say why did he escalate? More first remember before I even carry on for even explain that part. First of all, since where teacher and lawyer they be request them, they are demanding, they no one meet one single one of it. La Republic never meet one single one. So that is enough reason say for the fight for carry on the restoration. So but when I want explain and I say, we be get for understand say this thing it don't be a thing way it don't be it be don't cook for a long time. We know how you be strike they used to be. We know how back in the early 2000s and the 2000s, we know how they used to be. We know the don't forget conference AAC1, AAC2, other one and for address the Southern Cameroon situation. in relation to La Republique. So this thing and I think the way our papa them be don't start them. They know in fact this thing start from the day from 1972. 1972, all Southern Cameroonians in way they be decisive they want be part. They see that fraud they do in the name of unitary state where they just change the federation to unity. They never even know how it happened. They just find themselves say all thing the way will be get as Southern Cameroon and is slowly being eroded. Now they be woke up now for the things start. So this like I always try to remind people say now for the way now the first phase then that first phase from 1972 till 2016 it be the brute now for a few people then. Now very few people then be know. And if interestingly some of those few people then they be start for the educate anybody they be educated at that time before they can form SCAPO, SCMC, all the other small group there at the time, SCYL where they be start for the they be the only in come to this understanding, this awareness, because that's one thing we'll need them for the war. Now the multidimension thing will like and I say that awareness for no say this thing La Republic be don't determine for their mind long ago for destroy we for
eradicate we, for deracinate we.
Yeah, man, they be don't ready. I know assimilation way that they use and a very nice way. Me, I don't even ask people. They say check your life. You be the grow up. So now when I be the grow up for is Kumbama take Kumba for example. In 2000 in the 90s, how many bilingual school they be there inside Kumba? Can't check how many will get now inside our territory. Now only in the space of 20 years. Bilingual school they don't flop all place because they don't bring their people. They mean they can't flood what territory. They collect all the job. Then now they go dominate with their population. Ma tell you one explain some things. And sorry, now 1 minute on the past. Now so countries like UK be used and colonize. Now why that way any country where British man be colonize them, you will get a British community for there. South Africa, Uganda, other countries for Africa where they be colonize them. They even Kenya, they get a British community, so they be use them for go dominate, for go control. They go ship in their people then for they for plant their seed down. And the same thing Chinese they do and now. Chinese they flood people into any country where they want to create their influence. And at the same system where La Republic they use them. So if una like una shit for them, they tolerate frogs in our brother them in the lot. Now una know. But as far as our concern, Amazonia must be free. So now the kind aspect, the way when we have this understanding, we go not say the enemy is a deliberate one. He not become an enemy by accident. It was deliberate. They decide in their mind as like public.
The funniest thing at the moment, you don't mention a lot of things. As a matter of fact, I assume you don't mention some of the root causes where it stimulate this fight. This fight, I used to talk, say, it be the boil like magma under the surface of the earth, under the rocks. It the bubble like magma. Then it can burst out like lava from 2016. But if you don't cook, we'll not go detailing into that cooking. But we'll know some of the root causes them, just like the few we mentioned. The things the way we even take teachers and lawyers out of the school, it never even be basically addressed. Then we can see some people that they change their position, like make Pekin and go back for school. This topic for sex make Pekin and go back for school. For me, it is a non-starter inside Amazonia. Because it makes we look foolish. For say problem when we start address until we may will come out for class, it never be addressed. Then would they go back for school? So I even look and say all those them, including Ayok Tabe and those so-called people they call themselves to be activists. For me, they don't be activists. Whether they say they be activists, or whether they say maybe they go back for school, or they sell the agenda for school resumption. Now La Republique agent number 1. Then be that. That's my standpoint. For come back for which we will be the talk. We'll be the talk about, and we'll just talk about the price of freedom. The price of freedom. And Lady Casey, we don't reach a state for the revolution where plenty things that they happen and plenty people then would see that they always constantly change their minds. May I play a video? I want to play a short video, and then I want more analyze this video together. More on watch.
I personally think that going by the recent surveys that were conducted especially by the Coalition for Dialogue and Negotiations. We have about 86% of the Southern Cameroonians who were interviewed who opted for total independence. Now, before Mr. Thibault Nash came up with this statement, I said, well, it is good to want total independence, but if you were given that independence, are you sure you are going to enjoy it? Because in the present context where we have well over 8 armed groups, each one backing down the other's throats, I don't think that if that total independence were granted, Southern Cameroonians will enjoy it, because it is very likely that while we are there fighting each other, multinationals will come in and loot the wealth, all the mineral wealth. So I think that, like Mr. Nash rightly says, these groups have an interest to come together and speak as one person. And we look at it, it looks very unlikely. It's very unlikely, because if you listen to each of them, every day it is their daily bread to insult each other, to kill each other's supporter and all that. So it's really difficult. I personally, when I was on Canada, I advised my people to better choose some form of the state that will grant them autonomy without leaving the present setup. Because if you leave the setup and you go enter something which you will not be able to control, then you will be living fry pan to fire.
Like what is happening in South Sudan?
South Sudan will be a joke, because in South Sudan you have just 2 parties. Here we have 8 or more.
Why are you so convinced that it's going to be difficult to work together?
Look at the various.
You've tested.
Excuse me. Look at the various actors who are concerned. Who of them is willing to bow down to the other to allow the other to lead? Nobody. Take Ayabacho, he is a president. Take Sako, he is a president. Sisiku, he is a Eric Tato, Mark Barita, all of them. There is nobody who is ready to allow the other lead. So I am telling you that in this context, it is better for us to choose maybe confederation and stay within it. And we see, after all, in a confederation, you still have a total independence. So what's it?
You know, fellow Amazonians, one sad thing for the revolution, I say, will not get people with a fixed mindset, people with a determined mindset. I talked a few moments ago, say, for any country or any individual, for fit get way to a want, he must focus on 2 things. He must get a determined mindset, and number 2 thing, he must get a committed mindset. We need determination and commitment. In the midst of all your pursuit for life, nothing will ever move just easily as you wish. There will always be challenges, tough times, and tests. There will be a test of your determination. There will be a test of your commitment. And it will come in different ways, in different forms. We don't see one thing for the revolution. Say a lot of people, they be very unstable. Today they talk E, tomorrow they talk B. They very power talk, Barrister Ashu. We don't hear it for many instances. It talk, most of them are cherry. When I see what I be telling a few weeks ago, say, listen, for the Amazonian revolution, I don't learn a lesson. I wish that plenty Amazonians would hear what I talk. Some people go hear that after mad, they say, oh, Mr. Nanchop, we talked it 2 years ago. If they teach it 3 years ago. I don't learn for the revolution, not for appraise any individual, because we don't see people. For instance, Ellis Smith. Time be there where Ellis Smith be the talk with the clap for you. But who said Ellis Smith there today? We get people that for the revolution they can't talk. We hear them talk, we clap for them. Before now, you can't say they change their stance. 1, lack of determination. They lack the determined mindset. 2nd, they lack the commitment. Now, we hear what Barrister Ashu talk. From the first hearing, it sounds very enticing and correct. But I point out 2 things. He talk about, and we must accept the facts, the realities. Say, presently, it sounds like the interim government or the liberation fight be splitted in different groups and forms. Now, true. We get different frontline groups. We get one interim government. I repeat, you get different frontline groups. You get Ayabai Sebi frontline group. It call itself Soweto. You get Akwanga. You get Jomba Akuru. They call themselves Soweto. Even shit no white plus Toto Epom. Each one we can say be leader. Wait the barrister talk. Each guy for address those things and from that perspective, it correct. But now the reality is, we need to be fair. Anybody can call his or herself a leader. Any man who wake up just to say he be president, he be chief, he be this. Anybody can do that. But does that make it legitimate? No. What legal backings any individual get them for call himself a president or a leader? Leader of who? So if Eric Tato call himself say be president of Ambazonia, who vote he? Who make he a president? Who under what legitimacy? If Ayabacho wake up with a 20-man group, whether they call and say AGC, they say they be president of Ambazonia. Everybody, they have the right to do that according to them. But does that make it true? No. Which legitimacy that one get? If the people of Ambazonia themselves, don't forget, over 98% of the people of Ambazonia are behind His Excellency Dr. Samuel Sako Ikome. It is undisputable. After the 1st of October year, even a fool or a mumu go no say the Ambazonian people has unanimously spoken. The refugees, they don't talk. The prisoners, them, they talk. The war, the fighters, them, all the 13 counties and the 61 LGAs, they unanimously declare with a banner and all their fighters, them, they carry Dr. Sako as their president and as their leader. For any educated man, we see that, it come again for public. Can't say, oh, confusion. No, listen. It is
exactly.
It is
exactly
total. It is. I mean, it is total. In case you help me with English word. Now you know English. It is. I don't understand.
I mean, this one is just this highest level of dishonesty. What don't see after the revolution, because like you don't really explain them. We'll see the structure of the interim government for the 1st of October. Like nobody, even the blind, they see. Say as Ambazonia political leadership is intact, the CIC President Sako is in control. So if anybody will come out still talk the kind talk at this hour, this is my explanation to this type of fluctuating the people. The way 1 minute they talk so, 1 minute they talk so. Now people the way first you talk something say the people get forget a determined mind and you get forget the committed mind. Now the kind people them, one, they lack the determination. Two, they are not willing to commit. So that is reason now we go make person like that go talk to them because they not sure that they try for say na put the one shit up for middle. So any side where the things sway me they go. Like some
Exactly.
of we will not fully well say we know we're only so country and territory for this earth. Our place of origin na Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. For some people that one, they want a situation where if it is they go because they don't believe, they don't get that determination, they don't get that conviction. So we not feel the trouble ourselves with the kind of people them. Where they don't get that, they can't talk go left, talk go right. Now for me, a spirit of surrender. And also people that they use the so-called division amongst Ambazonian, because I think it's a so-called division because there is no division where I'm standing. Where I'm standing, we have a political leadership in this revolution and we have the control on the forces of ground spread across their various LGA, and that is the interim government headed by President Sako. So there is no division. Any other thing aside mushroom family group and friends disgruntled group them, it is normal. Even for one and even complain talk about division. If your family now all man they on the same page. So me will not be keep bring our hypocrisy, our level, our showing our dishonesty on outside.
Lady Casey. Talk, mama, talk.
Yeah, to this extent. So it's important for Ambazonians and for no say we must cultivate. Sometimes then the challenges that are real. Sometimes the La Republic they do something, or sometimes there's some leader fit talk something where he hurt to. But the thing I say you personally for yourself, because like some of us. Like, why me talk for myself, Lady Casey? And not say if there is one person standing in this fight, that will be me. So nobody in behavior, in attitudes, wetin they talk or wetin they do or they no do, go determine how my commitment and my determination for the fight, e no fit affect am one bit, because this freedom of sounding Cameroons is our cause. It's some of us the reason why we are still alive. So if it's not for you, please keep quiet rather than talking confusing statement and expressing your dishonesty and hypocrisy all over the place. Thank you.
You know, say, I don't be tempted, and I don't talk the thing, say, we'll get plenty of people the way they take advantage of the time for set their political agenda with La Republic. Now, whether you go see some individual go just wake up for one particular instance, he talk, he gain the favor of the Ambazonia people, he gain the recognition of La Republic. Before you know he don't go fall into the political agenda for La Republic, take your own money, she don't quiet. And Ambazonians will be very vulnerable for give our trust for people. Them will easily give our trust for people them without scrutinizing them. Just like Lady Casey talks, some people in the way they not be committed to this cause. They don't only talk about it from a long distance, but their heart not be committed for it. In a wide way, their mind not be focused on the cause. You see, so they will be carried away by any swing of wind. Now, I tell when I say I want point two things from Barrister Ashley talk where it make me just pity way to a talk. It is trash. It sound enticing. It sound like, oh, this man is making sense. He talks some kind of thing. But if you want to go to the facts, you don't hold any grounds. Because one, not true, and we must be honest. So you get individuals where they try to create confusion. Look at those individuals the way they call their names. Mark, point them. Eritato, equal about Eritato. Eritato is a total sellout to La Republique. Even La Republique agent who know Paddy Asanga confront Eritato for a live show. They say he don't collect his own money, he use them with prison on there. What did Eritato do with his own money where he collect? Eritato was unable to talk about it openly. If you can't call that kind of person when you concern the cause of Ambazonia and the cause of independence, you use it as a reference. Come on, it makes no sense. Or you go take person like Ayaba and the rest them. Which control they get them for ground? Which order? Which power? Their own power and for social media. They fit talk, make big speech, insult people, curse people, and with their brutality on social media. And they have no influence or recognition at the ground. And that's where it counts. If we talk, say, every time be the Wakanaki chest, he be the commander of the biggest soldier. What's that the soldier there? And they very Barrister Ashton, a person where they communicate with those kind of people. When they brainwash you, they deceive you, yeah, you can talk. Now, the very Barrister Ashton, don't they talk for La Republique, say, the only solution to this problem is the free independence of Ambazonia. Today, he can't say, oh, me Ambazonians, they go for some kind of confederation with La Republique. Think about it. Who say you don't see that inconsistency for the revolution? For instance, Ayabacho, na a song than that. I'll be playing 2 days on my show. Or the coalition for surrender group. The other one, the Mark Barata, Eritato, and the rest. Now them, yesterday the same school not be, today the same school be. That inconsistency, they change position. Why? The situation for ground zero never change. The condition, what would they fight for never change. Nothing, the problem never change. But this individual, them, they don't change their position like 10 times for the revolution. Today they're there for independence. Tomorrow they're there for special status. The next day they're there for grand dialogue. Today they're there for Ghana. Tomorrow they're there for coalition for negotiation and waiting. No, we have one position in this revolution or this liberation fight. The free Ambazonia. We are not representing anything. There is no confederation. No federation. Change the name Konko Ki Federe. Na lie. Put any kind of grandma there. Na lie. I don't think say we have one position. Independence. We are already independent. I don't preach them and I teach with the other day say Ambazonia is already independent from La Republique. For the past 4 years, we don't live independent of La Republique. When we restore for 2017 our independence, ever since we have been fighting for two things: to defend it and to make it gain international recognition. We are not trying to become independent. We are already independent. We have a government. We have the emblems of every nation. Any nation of the world get a government, get the emblems. The national anthem, we'll get them. President, we'll get them. Government, we'll get them. Flag, we'll get them. Wait till the Republic get them, we'll not get them. We make we so must go beg them for build to them in a confederation. Why? What do we need from them? I mean, excuse me, Papa and Mommy, I think wait till we will really need them from La Republic. We will go and confederate with them, or we federate with them. Wait till we need them from them. What? What do we really need from them? When you can hear this, they call themselves barristers or activists, this intellectual, dishonest idiots. Permit me for use that language. Where they will just come, run their mob because it's be easy for go talk. You see, this is the problem. I don't want we so careful, be very careful. Me, I not be moved. When I see when I praise people them, even me, sometimes when I want call, oh, Mr. Nanchop, you are the man, you are the justice, I know different nonsense. I know they in praises. I don't like the praises. You want give me, oh, Mr. Nanchop, you are, oh, because when I start praise individual like this barrister, I should don't praise it for the past weeks and months. He knows as anything he talk is correct. He ain't think again.
Exactly.
He ain't think again. He just knows anything he talk is correct. After if you go for television, now person do it for more than 5 shows or other watch him, he don't talk consistently say Ambazonia must be free from La Republique. Then all of a sudden, overnight, if you talk about confederation with La Republique, I thought when I say 2 things, I want to point them out before I give microphone for Lady Casey. 2 things. And I want me Lady Casey break down the 2 things. 1, 2 things the way Barrister Ash should fail for understand. I know you watch me, and I respect you very much. But 2 things you fail for understand. If you want to use now the different groups or frontline groups or self-proclaimed groups inside Ambazonia for determine say Ambazonia will be unstable when we come to ground zero, you are misleading yourself and you are being unjust. 1, what is or are the legitimate? I mean, how this group then be legitimate? They get which support? Who will recognize them? Even the people, over 98% of Ambazonians, they don't recognize none of these groups. Ayok Tabe, you call him president. President of who? An impeached idiot. Where they for prison, he work with La Republique now for several cause. All the Ambazonians, even the fighters, they don't recognize it again. They instead fight for a freedom. Number 2, you call Eric. Who is Eric Tato? I mean, who is? Now who be that good? So that kind of person you go take her as leader because he talk for social media. Anybody if he talk for social media, Mark Berata because so come on. I mean, if you use that the individual and they say now where you want to compare with South Sudan, you are making a very big error. These are anybody if you talk for social media. Any man go should not talk it old. Any man proclaim himself as a leader. Those things are being normal. As an educated and elderly person, will be able to understand those things. But what counts is the support and the legitimacy of those claims. Number 2, you talk about the Chakara and whatsoever. You say we'll not go fit for be a government. What about La Republique? You think say La Republique be united? Man, just use a simple example. When I hear Nambere, he owed the way make another day. It say even for inside La Republique, they get like 5 different groups or different leaders. Them. It's the one they talk so, the one they talk so. So on the day they don't even make the war end because they make money for it. Listen, one of the problems we don't get out of the revolution, Lady Casey. Now for belief say when we face challenges, now only we will get our challenges. Would the favor understand even the enemy, La Republique, get even worse challenges than we. For instance, so a person go and use and say, Ambazonia, they will get different groups, different leaders, Chakara Day. There is no Chakara, there is unity in purpose. For those the way they want independence, they inside the ACT team. Any other man we know they inside the ACT team wanting a federation with La Republique, it no represent Ambazonia. So you know if you can't take that kind of person you say na Ambazonia, no. He no go even enter Ambazonia. He will go join La Republique because he want a confederation like you, pa. So Lady Casey, one of the mistakes, and I want me telling me broken down. We'll get them for this when we get.
But see, the issue with that statement whereby I should make an asserity. Now the constant problem because we'll not use like you mentioned. I not even call some of those names. They're not in my lips. Those names they will mention them for they say now they form their own group. Look me if now honest person where he don't dey follow this course and like he don't dey talk. He I don't watch like he talk. We don't see many audio. The way he say be give a perspective of this struggle and how it don't dey evolve. See, this revolution is evolving in the right direction, and we have to evolve with it. Now, one of the things in that way I know we get the point to explain earlier. See, the revolution is evolving. The evolution of this revolution is going forward and in the right direction. So now we get for come on with it. Now we don't come up, you explain how we got to the interim government and all the different steps they would reach for Yahweh. I know we need to repeat them. And we don't get the interim government where it have a structure that is functioning. And when the 1st of October show the structure say it's from bottom up, it shows say that structure get root for ground.
And get might. Shows the might of the structure.
It get root. Yes. It showed the whole wings, the power, the people, like you said, the emblems, the different arms of government. All that thing were demonstrated on the 1st of October. Now we to build on this structure, we'll get them, and then you will get people the way they think, say they know fully well, say La Republic have no regard for us, and the only solution not to separate. Now is total restoration. They know fully well that, but they think say now we will get for compromise. When now we would not lost the most. Now we would not suffer the most. Now we would not they don't batter us, they torment us, they torture us for years and decades. They think say now still we get for compromise. No, it is total independence. And also the other thing where it make a already talk where it be intellectually dishonest. Now the fact say we go be worse than South Sudan. We will not get no reason to be worse than South Sudan. We should understand this. Somebody like him are expected to understand these dynamics of politics. This is his own perspective, probably with the CM, but some of the issue, the way they take them for justify this perspective, is supposed to know the cause of these things. The cause of these things is out. We are in a revolution, and some of the ills in our society will be magnified. And La Republic, I want to use the example which I always talk. La Republic don't create a lot of restoration fighters, and when they create this confusion, they ask say they be ADF, they be this, the work they torture our people them. They call their name, all these different small mushroom name them we call them for diaspora. Say then two they go complain. Now La Republic elite sponsored group them. They create this problem for our people. And it's not the restoration fighters. So if it make that justification thing say because yes, say somebody the community, the torture, the kidnapping is all done by the La Republic elite. The way that they sponsor all these small and gangs them. Mean that they work at the torture our people them. And for make sure they be against the restoration fighter, the way they defend our identity and our territory and defend our independence. So now some of the things anyway we get for no say until we come to that place of complete conviction that restoration of Southern Cameroon is the solution to the current war that is going on. All these people don't really talk. And I want to beg anybody where they listen to these things and they confuse, say, where did it go on, where did it happen, people are dying, all of these things. People they know say, this is war, and these are the consequences of war. Now, the quick way now for just join, instead for you for join the enemy, when I hear the cause, the more this atrocity them, join the restoration, the fight. Join the restoration fight so that we'll get quickly. More stop this our attitude of always blaming the victim. Always blaming the victim, because this is an African problem. Where the victim is Southern Cameroon in this case, because we went to join La Republic in good faith, but La Republic have systematically done everything to finish us. And then some of us who claim to be Southern Cameroonians are instead blaming us and instead wanting us to compromise, because what Barrister is trying to say is that we should be the one, we are the ones that have suffered
to change our position.
To still be the one. No, we are going forward. Because like I said, the evolution is in the right direction and it is to total restoration.
Thank you. Excellent. See, Papa and Mommy them. Just like Lady Casey talk. My broke am again here. Imagine say you and your enemy when they fight for plot when they are plot. You get document for that plot. You don't be house on that plot. You just stay for day. Then some man can say, oh, na house. He no get document. He no get nothing. Then when I go for court, then lawyer want a minute you compromise, you go pay the man money. The man no get document where if you should say na a plot. If you go to say na a plot, then lawyer want me you compromise. It make any sense? Then the lawyer even go as far to say, okay, since you don't be house, you will take 2 rooms for that house, you give the man made to the stay there. Based on what? You no get document for the plot. No be plot. Only because they claim with him say na a plot. Lawyer one can tell you say, they one can look at the lawyer na a countryman. You could look and say, you go take that case, go out of that court, you go take and go for court where a fair judge day. And now what they call and say international podium. Because anything where any court we want to can go for that my country, when I countryman they do them. Any place one go should out to the Republic for talk inside that country or inside Africa self. Or don't look at them and say, oh, you no go work. Wait till they try for talk papa and mommy them. Just like my sister Lady Casey be the talk. We stand for the revolution and independence and we not go in for anything short of independence. Some people they want more will go compromise or stand because they want magnify something where they call them saying an internal problem among us. Okay, might just address this issue for division and separate groups. You think say La Republic, you know why people they think this thing? Because we focus too much on ourselves, we look too much internally. We know to see how much pain and destruction we don't cause for the enemy and how destroy the enemy they. For instance, a few days ago, when I see La Republic lawyer them that they shoot themselves with the police and they fight this court, this thing it will start with your own for 2016. You see now for their own court them that they kill themselves, that they shoot themselves. What time you say La Republic be united? Number be the talk the other day, he talk say inside themselves for La Republic, they be Chakara, Atanganji get own group. That they call it their vice president or the prime minister. It took their own group. Momo get own group. The big Chakara, they are confused because they are being crumbled. Just like Lady Case to talk, how you go one we don't beat La Republic and they already fall down, you want to go join them again. That means we're going to do them a favor. For even go, so one go join them by any means. La Republic is crumbled already. In fact, I don't want to say they are crumbling. They have already been crumbled. Totally. For any person who can't say more go by any means of confederation with La Republic because of whatsoever, it don't make sense. Now, I'll play this short video for you. May you see the people the way they want me you go confederate with. Just watch the video for 1 minute. Now watch them.
On va c'est le général au milieu. Général, now. Your name na Basa? Now how general? You define? Eh? We go take you go for hospital, eh? Yeah, you no go die, hein? Ibrahim, je filme finir avec le type. C'est un baptisé. Fini avec le type. Fini avec le type. Casser la tête. Merci. Voilà. Ok. Le général est mort maintenant. Oui, voilà le sang qui coule.
Okay. If you see that short video, now we're picking than that, now we're broader than that for Ambazonia. Okay. Something the way I know so most I don't watch the video, but when I never get them for the video, I bring them for our attention, Lady Casey. We'll see how La Republic soldier them, they don't catch what borders them. They kill them for daylight. I mean, you see the other hand, they don't kill them. Then he called, that why he talk now which language? Colonial language, French. It is Ibrahim. Yeah, the name we call him Ibrahim. It sounds like Boko Haram. Let me say, La Republic and Boko Haram, I don't see any difference. It is Ibrahim. If I talk, the show that boy where they don't catch you when Amazonia pick it, when they are picking. He said me the show if he quite say general. He talks so go take you go hospital. Then he the videotape, he tell his friend Ibrahim say, fini avec le chou, kill him, scatter his head. He the command his brother Ibrahim, he scatter that boy head. We hear how the boy take gun, he shoot our own brother. Ask yourself this question. For those where they say Cameroon is one and indivisible, for those where they say these people in our border, which man go take gun for that kind of way? He shoot a brother, kill him. And then, you know what with the problem for the brother, or the only crime? Because a brother, they fight for which way belong to he. The very people that they go shoot our brothers and we're picking them. Now people the way Pobia send them, an octogenarian person way there for Yaoundé, he retired Diapas. He go send them and they go kill that picking them, our brothers and sisters. How many of them? They don't kill over 25,000 of our brothers and sisters them. Mommy and papa them. They go for kill them. For some will go shoot down with the people them in a confederation. It don't make no sense. Let the case. So now the people then these people the one will go shoot down with them will live together with them. Seriously?
No way. You know, I mean, you don't talk about some of the things I mentioned earlier. Say we don't give too much to this cause for we for even think they will go settle for anything less than what we ask for from the beginning. We don't pay too much. We don't pay with our blood. We don't pay with our life. We don't pay with our education. We don't pay with our whole system. I mean, you see how heartless, how no value. We don't. I mean, this type of horror videos. We don't see many of these videos. Then we'll see how they try for prove their point. They don't go kill we picking them for school for Kumba. We don't see video they how La Republic military takes small picking Trump inside cooking oil. We don't see how they don't mommy appear they but we don't see how they don't consistently show say our life no matter to them at all. We don't see it in them. And my people them, I want to talk so one day I don't see some comments on person say this thing never affect your family. Even in my family, I don't lost 4 members of my family in the course of this war. I mean that's the one I am aware of. So, but I want just make Nunamuna know say no price is too much for freedom. Now, we don't see these horrible things that they do. How the story that they shoot our brother. Look how very confident, very
Comfortably.
They just casually they talk, then they shoot our brother, then the killer so. And then one come now can't really think say we'll get forget any iota of mercy for like I cannot phantom it. I cannot phantom it. So we'll get for no say it don't reach, we don't pay too much, we don't lose so much. They don't keep 4-month-old baby, keep pregnant woman. We don't see picking they born a bush with no medical. We don't see women and girls use this grass as part. That was touch your own. Wait till again remain when La Republic want show we. So we don't really our back are to the ground, and the only way we can do is get up and take over our territory because they don't do everything. So we not feel I'm not think say with all the things they don't go through, one come now. For even consider the thought self is even outrageous.
It's a crime.
I see it's my mind cannot even fathom that kind of thinking. So after we don't die in this number, after we don't lose properties and lives in this magnitude, we still get the mind for think see now na AK. If you know how buy like 2-3 AK for your family, anything you fit do for own one, we go do like America now. Any household Amazonian are supposed to own their own and own their own gun. It is too much. We not fit tolerate La Republic like this. No, it is too much. So when any man forgets all this story, they to say we don't go through so much. We not fit just go through so much for can't give up because La Republic will not stop. They have been killing people we did not know. You know, when we were growing up, people are disappearing. Anybody who stand up and speak against the brutality of that regime, they disappear. Wait till they disappear, they kill them. If they not put you for prison, they kill you. Or they kill some person for your family. We know people that still live today with grenade on cut their hands because they protested in the 90s. So make me not even start thinking that now La Republic will stop. This level of killing and destruction of our people and our property where they don't start them, they not go reduce. And they will continue. So then when I say everybody forget who come, will stand strong, will fight back. So we will not even start think of any excuse. Things say you don't tire, you don't too much, you don't heavy. We are on the last lap and we'll get for push on, we'll get for drive on. Join your LGA, become part of your county. find a way for own your AK. And no individual you find an AK now. So if you want it, you will get it. Defend your family, defend your territory.
Before we round up, Lady Casey, you know, I don't know why we Amazonians would be so forgetful. Sometimes I just believe, let's say, those that will look for the Amazonian liberation fight, those that would respect them, call them say the elites or the senior ones there. I be tempted for things say they get a memory issue. They get a problem that they suffer a certain degree of dementia. I justify my claim because now everybody fit claim for the revolution. I just be tempted for say that they suffer a level of a certain degree of dementia. Why? Because we get Mr. Biya few weeks or few months ago inside Paris. He testify, Papa and Mammy there. No be say we hear for some man him up. No be say some other man talker. But Paul Biya open him up, testify say they don't try the process of assimilation for so long, but it don't be a failed attempt because you know if you easily eradicate a people of distinct culture. It come off for Paul Biya him up.
Yep.
It come off for you. I mean, if you go for cutting your enemy open him up, talks, he confess, say, yes, now he thief your tin, and he be thief your tin. More take as some man wish your picking, he go for cut, talk for cut, say, yes, he be come out wish now he kill your picking, but if he say go kill your picking, go make you go fear, and you go give up, you no give up. He confess publicly. After 1 month, your big brother can't enter for court, talk, say, oh, it is so, more still look, more see how we'll fix the problem together, make peace and unity be with that person. That person he no correct. You see, when I hear some of the people the way they call themselves, they be Amazonians, when they make some kind of public statements, then I look at the stand of La République. La République never changed from their position. They still there for their assimilation plan. I just play a video where you see how they still key while picking them. They assimilate as we return now, me and you.
Yeah.
La République
Yeah.
is so that they're there for Amazonia. They the key were picking them, key were woman them. Just 2 weeks ago, the key were picking them for Kumba. They go for womb, they kill. They go for a corner. Every week they are still killing and trying to assimilate us. They never stop their agenda plan. Where they are pressing, they don't can talk and say it was their original goal. They are still working on it. Then you can't get some person go tell we say, oh, Mo go join La République, will live with them. Can you imagine? I mean, for just like Lady Casey talks, I mean, it beats a conceptual ability for even think and comprehend them. Papa and Mommy, we get one stand for this fight. Now independence. And we don't get the independence. We the fight now in self-defense for defend that independence and for publish and for get an international recognition. Just like Lady Casey talked, now our collective responsibility for do everything and anything and anytime for maintain that. I want Lady Casey for this video, we'll just play. For those who are the join really do, please, I want to click on the share button. Please, everyone watching us right now, click on your share button. We have over 300 people watching us right now. Click on your share button because people then do it, they will watch them later through your sharing. Lady Casey, you know, so one thing the way when I see this video, I play the video again at 50 seconds. I beg more and watch them. I play the video again. I talk something for the video because I want you to support me for talk before I round up.
Voici le général au milieu. Général, now. Your name na Basa. Now how general? You define? Eh? We go take you go for hospital, eh? Yeah, you no go die, hein? Ibrahim, je filme fini avec le type. C'est un baptisé. Fini avec le type. Fini avec le type. Casser la tête. Merci. Ok. Le général est mort maintenant. Oui, voilà le sang qui coule.
Papa and Mommy, if you watch the short video where I just played, so wait till they come for your mind. You see the barbarism and the brutality of La Republique soldiers them against what Pekin them, against what boys them. When you watch the video, wait till they be stirred up within you. Now, man, talk something. Lady Casey, we Ambazonians them, our restoration fighters them, this is a message to you people. And even the commanders them for the different counties them, and the generals them. I they talk for all now as General Ajakajo. You see, the problem will get after the revolution and say, would it to deal with matters with a soft heart, with chicken heart? La République na a signatory to the international communities. La République, it be a signatory for United Nations. They be a signatory to human rights organizations and treaties them. Where their soldiers them, even one way they be trained by the America for fight Boko Haram, and one way they be trained by France, they be bound for maintain and respect a certain code of conduct.
Yeah.
But look at what they do here. They catch our brother. They shoot a friend them. They take camera, they make a video. They shoot it for our front. They talk their French language. They get their uniform. They know the fear. They execute it for our front. They show we. La République qui how they call one number Ayeke. They can't explode a body openly. They know the fear. Say international community, United Nations go hold and say, oh, they commit genocide. They know the fear. Say they know the fear. Say they broke any international law. Even this one where they shoot them, they no fear. But when we come on time with this, more no committee kind of act, with the fear, United Nations go talk to it, they go look so be brutal. When La Republic they do and they do it openly, they know the fear. When they want kill our Pekin, they want bother them.
You see, this Nanchop, I beg, I'll interrupt you. I am so passionate about this one. That means I don't scream, I'm tired. Because it talk where they talk, so I think they will need to get a whole show only for talk about the particular thing. Like you don't mention them who are too lenient. They kind of, I don't know what they were mind. Because the brutality where La Republic don't matter, like what you see for that video. You see, they talk for you, like say they care. And then they tell your friends, say, me finish your head. May finish your head. Would not fit she done for year we dey in a state of war. La Republic don't show on video where they burn houses. They don't show on video where they kill like this one, so they kill our people. There are no man, no international community where they be signatory don't talk to. So now we need to get to that level of brutality. That means we get for meet La Republic at the same level where they come to us.
Thank
we
you.
Get for they tolerate anything. Like you know, not only La Republic, any enemy entity. We don't even get for shout about them. We just get for the damage the goal. Because if we not meet La Republic at that same level of aggression that they count against us, then they go to take we for granted. And now why there is some early then still get mind for come up for your own day. They come. Say they one can't take part of election. Hey, because if they be no state they go meet fire. See, Mr. Nanchop, these particular things, I don't know how we were supposed to tell our commander them, how we were supposed to tell our people them. I which kind of language, give us that lens on country talk them. When we give for the put and truth to the people, they mean they know say, we no owe no international community explanation how we defend our territory. We don't owe them. Me, they know this international community, they don't bring their conny, their conny for kind of put her into us. When they go bring their conny, you see some people they get it till they use them. Oh, you people are, and when they want to report, they say both sides are killing each other. We no get for tolerate that kind of conny them. We look at how these Muslim people when they want to fight their war, how they handle things. When they want to defend any idea, they go all out. And as the kind attitude that we're supposed to get them when we fight, we get for go all out. We know say what we are defending is our territory, it's a just cause, it's our right, it's our destiny. It's our restoration, our independence we are defending. So nobody no get for can bring any international law where we know they be make and will not be there. We are creating a new nation. When they were creating all those laws, was none of our business. We're supposed to carry out everything we give for defend our territory with them at the same level, the same energy, the same evil, the same cruelty, the same brutality La Republic they bring them. And so we get for the do with them. As we build our might, as 1st of October shows say we are growing in might, we get for start the match them one for one. Thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, my brothers and my sisters there, my papa and my mommy there. You see, I don't know how many, maybe in your first time this way to watch me, my name is Mr. Nanchop. Maybe you never follow my past shoulder. Make it a habit for the follow my shoulder. Maybe you follow my shoulder, but you know the share. Make it a habit for sharer. Make people to get the message. I want to make this message very clear. When you see this brutality, when you see how La Republique soldier them, the cash were picking, just as Lady Casey talk, the man talk, okay, we will take you go for hospital, yeah, wait till be a name. When the boy don't talk your name, then it tell a friend, finir avec lui, casser la tête, casse. That's it, the talk, broke, chakra head, we see how the boy open gun, he shoot it, he kill it. Without remorse, without empathy. That means, from the words of the committer, you know, say, it don't lost every empathy for this person, for this soul, for this person. There is no emotional connection. You know, the person, they don't get nothing in common. They want to be brother, they want to be relative. You know, the person, they get no common base, no common denominator. Now, the extent to which the two nations don't be separated. Now, you don't want to expose for we the souls of the two nations. There is enmity, there is rival, there is war. For say we the Ambazonian people, just like Lady Casey talk, by the way, will not be a signatory to any such international community treaty whatsoever, human rights whatsoever. But instead, we fight more for respect the human rights them and the laws them more than the way La Republique they fight for respect them. They don't care. They commit them, and then the worst of all, the international community they see all the things they be then quiet. When you don't see me for reporting kind of thing. When the one talk, they go to say, oh, and warlords of Ambazonia, when Ambazonia they go kill one army or one soldier. International community will come talk all this. Listen to me, brothers and sisters. If you be general for Gonzoro, and you still play with enablers the way you catch them, you see which way they send army, they can't do our borders, you know. They can't do no. This is not war. This is a matter of life and death. Nelson Mandela talked the other day, and I put it for my show, say, for a war like this, the action where the oppressed, the user, it must correspond with the action where the oppressor, the user. As you see the brutality where La Republique, the user, this act of where they just kill without, see, look the wickedness that they express them. They would go catch their own them, would the chair for play with them, would want play politics, want ask questions, want do this. Brothers and sisters, I want to round up and we'll go open line up to take a few calls, man. Lady Casey. We don't talk about the price of freedom. And we don't ask the first question, say, how much be very much or too expensive for we for pay for our freedom? You know, Lady Casey, one two of you agree me and you on say, on this journey of liberation, or the Ambazonian liberation fight, we'll get plenty personal challenges there. We'll get plenty different types of challenges there. But we'll agree, say, two things be necessary for we to take this thing to a finish end. Commitment and a determined mind. One mind get to be determined, independent of the challenges. Yes. The difficulties. Some of the challenges go be in a different how they face them. The small internal chakara or fight them. Or they get them problem misunderstandings them. Who tell you say what enemy no get them? I repeat and say, who tell you say La Republique be stable or be united? La Republique be more divided and scattered than we. Now because sometimes when we look at all ourselves, we look when Ebaka talking foolish. These things, we fit charge these things within a second. Just catch people like but all the young ones, every tattoo them, we just catch all of them. We will discipline them. Because now that you can't for show themselves, what did they do? They advertise themselves to the international community, to France, and to La Republique for use them. Okay, for instance, I'll just give you a short example before I hand over to Lady Casey and we'll take the cousin. When you hear person like every talk say, oh, I be the activist with the biggest army at the ground. Which are the army there? How many army you get? What do you get? What do you control? ADF, they can't say they get the biggest army. When we come for the 1st of October, we say me all man bring the army. No, El Dictator and Ayok Tabe did not bring one soldier. One. The one force Ayeke may go march like a soldier. Ayeke deny the selling for like probably may kill it. Why be see the key Ayeke now only after the 1st of October? Because it deny for work with them. With Ayok Tabe and El Dictator. They kill it. Because it's enough for work with ADF. They kill it, they sell it for the Republic. Who said they are soldiers? They will knock their mobs, say they get soldiers and army. They get honor, how they call it. All those, you see, when they can't talk all these things for social media, they do one live so that make international community look at them. Make La Republic look at them, say, oh, we got to talk with them more. They can't contact them now, they give them money, they try to bribe them, they try to talk with them for back, they give them money. They are selling themselves or they are set for personal agenda for their pocket. That the little manipulative game that they do. You get a person to talk, we not fit take person for the revolution, maybe a leader when they work. May it's just the work. Make sure we pay sleep. Make sure we work in contract. He know the work, but he can't talk so. So I don't want to go into that detail, but I want to just expose them for we say. When we see this kind of thing there, these are not leaders. We not fit take those them as measurement factor for Ambazonia. Ambazonia is more than that. We get many Ambazonians where they don't even be public. Most of you know that watch me. You wanna be more intelligent. You feel articulate our cause and our history. You know the problem of Ambazonia. You know our history. You know our story. You feel talk them more with more intelligence and facts more than some of these noise makers over social media. So support them because if you can't talk. They go cram big grammar, they can't talk, or they can't holler, they make noise for social media, they call themselves to be leader. Leader for Ambazonia. If not the one they want to call say leader, that's not the Ambazonia want to be. No. 1,000 times no. So when you see person like Barrister Ashu, it orientate itself based on this kind of non-entities there. It be misled. I remember the other time Barrister Ashu go talk, he make a statement say, Dr. Sako and the Amazonian people, they do a war draft, they get money. The very Barrister Ashu, a pom go call he. A pom tell he say no, that only 20,000. Barrister Ashu go come and already say they say only 20,000. You see how they misled that old man. And most of you now that watch you for Ground Zero, when they go for media houses, I want to talk something. If you want information about something, ask the right sources. Me, Mr. Nanchop, I get Barrister Ashu, I never ever call you. I know you call it, but I go give them some kind of information. Listen, if when I want information, I have questions about something. Ask the right sources. Not take information for some fool where be driven by ego and selfish ambitions. Then you can't make it a public opinion. It cannot count. Ambazonia is more than that. We are a nation. We are an independent nation. We already be independent. So not tell you try to tell we say more give up our independence. More go back for slavery. Which man go taste freedom? He go back for slavery. Is that what you are trying to ask us, Barrister Ashu? And all now they go talk say, we'll go for some kind of confederation whatsoever. You are joking. Listen to me. Not in 100 years would that ever be a topic in Ambazonia. Because that's not what we stand for. We are already independent. And talking about the challenges we always face, I want me, Lady Casey, talk for we. Like a sister, Lady Casey. Talk for we and our brothers, them, encourage we. When it faces challenges, I'm going to understand, say, challenges are a normal thing. We must surmount them collectively and togetherly.
Yes, I mean, we'll get for realizing plenty reasons, plenty things that don't happen for this struggle where, where it don't give you doubts. You don't wonder whether the thing it goes so. If we start from the beginning, we'll come now with peace planned. We don't extend all these small things them. Now we don't be for a place where we not begin no medium, we not begin no system of fundraising. But now we have the draft. The war draft is a very well crafted system of fundraising. So that means that it guarantees sustainability and continuity. So it give you hope say we are on the right path. we get for ensure say we all take part in our LGA and county and seeing that the success of this war draft where it go be a yearly thing. So me say as long as La Republic dey impose himself in our territory, we go get a source for defend them while ourselves for chase them out. So now one thing I will get for know say this revolution is evolving in the right direction. We don't get a situation where we don't struggle with leadership up and down, it scatter everybody can with small mushroom groups, SCNC, SCAPO, SCY. Now we have an institution that is better is spread across the territory. So no all man, whether they call themselves the leader of which group, we can belong in our counties, we can belong in an LGA. So there is room for everybody in an institution. And Mr. Nanchop, you mentioned in the process, and we stop hailing individuals. When we hail an institution, because a lot of things, and we can see in the some of us in the diaspora, we stayed in countries where we see and say, you see some very terrible leader. But now because of that institution, its shortcomings, in deficiencies them as a person, and then they filter down to the people because of the institution, the powerful institution, and I think that way we want for Amazonia. And also more will know say more will not dey get distracted with people the way they more will understand the motivation of individuals. What is driving them? Mr. Natural mentioned say some people they are being driven by ego, by being driven their selfish ambition, and we don't see that time after time in this struggle. We don't see that time after time. I know some people don't say, oh, all the thing where they people they kill themselves, unity, no, it's not an excuse. We don't ever ask why your unity never beat it today, because people are driven by their selfish ambition. We have an institution where it is capable of evolving to accommodate people. So make we get ourselves in a position where we have the focus, the determined mindset, because no matter how we dey, no matter wetin dey happen, no matter how La Republic and the elite dem dey create all these gang dem wey dey torture our people, dey torment our people like they dey do, we know say there is hope for Amazonia. And why is there hope? Because our refugees are still in Nigeria and it's being taken care of. Some countries like the United Kingdom is giving some aid to support our refugees. That is their own way of telling us that you are on the right track, that your cause is just. So we should know that the responsibility is on us to defend our territory and chase out the enemy. And all these people that will say, oh, La Republic don't want to go to international dialogue, all this conflicting information from all the distraction and all these people full of selfish ambition, we get for understand say before we get to this place where some people they don't put themselves to oppose any progressive ideas and ideology in this struggle, we get for find out why. Because somebody like, for example, Mark Barretta, he took a wrong direction, and sometimes as of regret, instead of humble himself and accept say make a wrong direction, he go instead now for one justify that position, the one get a ground standing for the challenge any progressive idea is, where he need to give them glory, because a lot of people are seeking attention, a lot of people are seeking for personal glory. And when we start personalize a national thing, they put that inside a small box of expectation. Now the way we get all these black leg, all these people that they change talk today, because they don't, this is a national agenda, independence of a nation. Make people they don't minimize and put them for their small mind expectation or their personal ambition. Now why are you going to get people that one day they talk today, tomorrow they say they for national dialogue, special status, whatever, they never even know say they want again now a confederation. Now just because they don't reduce a national expectation to their own small mind, their own
Absolutely.
personal ambition. So we'll get for the see past all these things and focus our mind on the national agenda, the national focus. And the national focus now for us will put our determined mind for no say in war things happened, and for gather our strength and for strengthen our heart for carry on this fight, because there is no going back. La Republic is not about to stop the killing, whether we decide for federate or them or not. They are not about to stop the torture, they are not about to stop the destruction. So the only option we have genuine option for a lasting solution where we get and where it remain now for total restoration of Southern Cameroon's Amazonia. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Now, before we round up, country people, as I talk, we'll open the lines now for telephone call. So I would like to get some few callers. I get Lady Case in the house. So for those the way they want call in, for contribute for this topic we don't talk. Be free for call in and we will talk. In the next 5 minutes, the line will be open and we'll be free for call in now. But while we wait for, I'll wait for get the first callers there. I want to repeat. Okay, we already get a caller on the line. So may I just take the first caller? We'll go. Hello, sir. Welcome to Amber Voice.
Hello, Mr. Nacho. Welcome to your program, and thank you for bringing Lady Casey on board. Lady Casey, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Would you get to continue, Pa? Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I just want to say, and because when we did talk, say thank you, I know say you know they ever like them because you know when they somebody hail you. Not true, but when they talk, I'm out of the fact say we've been at this kind of people then. And the thing I want to talk now say, you know, say if you see some big man in a fight with some small pikin, when you go for that place where the big man they beat small pikin, you see him. So what you do? You the first famous approach now the big man, you know, if you go begin the go for small pikin, you go follow now the big man begin the whole say what you do. So now so they do no, at least we know all this one. So if we be say we'll be small people and the Republic be the big people, especially for the fact that they sign signatory, maybe they know they fight the big small pikin them. And now them they do them and they do them like say they get that right. They do them like say they get that right. I think now the time this way. If any man get anything to do with any man, I mean any man for the Republic, no be thing for begin the ask. And then when we do one small thing, when one small thing happen, then the whole world will just have, we don't want this, both sides are all nonsense and rubbish. And then we would think that, okay, maybe they are seeing it now. And this has been going on and on and on and on and on. The first thing we have to suggest now, I say, any francophone they will meet up now show you the colors where we be because Nelson Mandela don't talk this thing. The power where they use for your skin, you can forget that kind of power for fight back. If you know even the one way pass, if you know fit do like that, you know get noise for make up. And then we also talk about these streets. For me, I know why me they record this street's name again. Me what they do now we walk. The Swiss program don't be for a line. No man know the border about that one. International world they don't already know. Now we now for we side to look this issue now. Start move these people for we side. Start move them. We don't mind whether you be Geo, you be just francophone or you be waiting. We just start move them because we start just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next day, all among them will carry them go, and then other boxes they will carry them go. They will just go. And when they go, they will be creating problem on that side. And they will know now what it means to come over here. And then you see then we must have been on the right track. We need to do something to show that we are moving. Nelson Mandela don't already talk this palaver. We no get for the related effort for the check say we no want to be this. And with the fight, now for we side, we know the even cross. We know the cross boundary. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? So we need to start this thing and start. I understand that, you know, this is the problem that the leaders too, they have to see because it is on them. But I can tell you, let them go to Nelson Mandela and get their doctrine from there and start moving on. Then there is this issue that they say somebody is calling from northern zone and from the southern zone. Please, me will start for the discourage this thing. There's no use for saying that you are calling from the northern zone or you are living in the northern zone. You say that you are from Batibo, you are from Kambe, you are from this place. I will discourage that because it is still part of that kind of thing that somebody will be from Wedandu or Kambe or Kumbo and you are in dollar, they say, na Bamenda. They just block us like that when it is their advantage. When it is to their disadvantage, then they try to make sure that we are in section. And you see what they are doing now is to completely completely fracture us like you are German steel. Just grind us like that so that we are in pieces, so that they can easily overcome us. Okay, thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma Casey, for coming out.
Thank you,
Yes,
comrade. Wonderful.
Toma talk something quickly. When they call her back. Thank you so much, caller. That was a brilliant contribution. I want to talk particularly last conclusion where you conclude about two things. It talk about frogs them, how we get for address them. Me, I don't even know. Una no get special Maggie them. For me now, so you see, una just get for the arrange the thing and acquire. We don't even need to talk her for any platform anywhere. Say una get for know una enemy. Because as so long as you there on ground, your enemy, and they always refer to them as enemy entity. They come in their identity, they come in their language, they are originated from across the Mongo. So no one of them, man, no even first careful now. So if una so any man for use in mind in 7 sense for see and say they arrange something, we not even get for talk too much. And the other thing I want to talk about are the fragmentation where La Republique don't see. La Republique has invested huge amount of money from let me say since when, to the best of my knowledge, since before I was born, for fragment Southern Cameroonians. They don't invest since the day we join them for separate us. I'm telling you, they have invested since from Fumban conference. They start making investments to separate, to fragmentize us. So we will not give La Republic a chance. If you no want to talk, sorry, come on, call your LGA, call your county. Because sometimes if you call from ground zero, you no want give any hints or attract any enemy entity attention to yourself. Just say you're calling from Mogamo or say you're calling from Bonge LGA. Me, I always tell people when somebody asks me, I say I grew up from Bonge LGA. You want to go find which village from Bonge LGA where they were there. So always put it that way. Because that is it going to save. First of all, you not go reduce and you not go give La Republic any target if you call like the whole LGA or the whole county. So make we really refrain from this northern zone, southern zone, savannah region, whatever. We don't need all that at the moment. We have our counties to refer to. If somebody say I'm from Mbonge LGA, they go no. I'm from Undemba LGA. Person go no side where you talk. So no need any other say northern zone, southern zone, because we're not going to help La Republique. Because trust me, I know for certain, for a fact, La Republique don't invest so much for divide us. Because they know that only in our division where they go feel succeed. And we're not going to give them that easy thing. And that sentiment, we cannot pretend that there are no source on sentiment of division in Southern Cameroon. But us as Southern Cameroonians, whether you call yourself restorationist, independentist, one Cameroon, federation, confederation, so long as you're from Southern Cameroon, you're Le Bamenda, you're Le Biafra, you're what they coach you, you be frog, you be dog, they don't call we all can name them, we know. So whether if you decide say you want because of your immediate greed and selfishness and wickedness, you want buy into you want be used as a tool for the La Republique, like some of our funds then you want be used by La Republique, then that one is a problem. So anyway, we'll allow other callers and well, this matter along where we'll continue for the educate ourselves and create so position ourselves for complete restoration.
Thank you, Lady Casey. While we wait for take a few more calls, I want to address two things from what the caller just said. And permit me say this in English. You know, I love what my brother called and expressed, what he just said. There are two things that I want to elaborate on from his statements. One, Lady Casey just talked about the investment of La République. Now, one thing we ought not to forget is that France is behind this. France, because they know what is at stake. They know the resources and the cost of the resources that they are gonna lose if Ambazonia should go out of their power, if they should lose Ambazonia. Because the truth is that France can only extract and exploit the natural resources of Ambazonia through La République du Cameroun. That's why France, as a nation, because they know what is at stake, they know how much money they are gaining yearly from Ambazonia, and they would by no means permit or allow Ambazonia to go free or go away, because they are afraid of losing these resources, this money, all these things. So what are they doing? France is pumping in a lot of money through La République to bribe people, to buy people over, to make sure that they forge and foster division amongst us so that we don't succeed. Now think about it. They have the money, they have the support from France. That's why La République has been trying to make more deals, sign more contracts with them and other people we heard of. In the midst of this fight, La République rashly went to sign a document, or I think a petrol deal with a company in England. You remember that? Yeah. But let me bring up something to your understanding why I brought up this topic. I said that to say this. We are talking about the price of freedom. Think about it. La République has the support, official support from her colonial master, France. And of course, from her allies. You have countries like China and the rest that are gaining from La République. So they are pumping in some money into La République. The IMF just gave La République a sustainable fund in the name of trying to support them in the midst of COVID. But you and I, we know that La République will never use that money in that case. They are going to use it to purchase more weapons to try to sustain themselves in the midst of this war. But what do we have? We, the people of Ambazonia, we never got such an amount of money from the IMF. We are not getting any official financial support like La République is gaining from France. That's where we come back to the topic of today, the price of freedom. The engine and the petrol, the fuel of this, our liberation fight, is based on two things: your commitment and your determination. I repeat, you watching me, your commitment and your determination. Our collective commitment is our engine in this revolution. That's why, for instance, we have a project like the Amber War Draft. You are committed to it. I am committed to it. Our collective commitment and our determination to have the desired result from this liberation fight remains our base and our strength. That's why La République is fighting our commitment. They are fighting our determination with two things: discouragement
and division
and distraction. La République is pumping in a lot of money to activists. Listen, the worst of all, Ambazonia, the worst thing that is happening to us is that these are the people whom you've once given your trust to. La République has gone behind to pay them, activists. Those who come, you think they will come and say they are not for Ambazonia? No, they will say they are for Ambazonia. Ambazonia must be free. But the things they say and do are totally against you. These are the most wicked people. Your enemy who is in the house, who is feeding you with slow poison. Those are the people who are bringing a confusion. They will tell you the interim government is a joke, it's a thief, it was a mistake for you to get an interim government. They will tell you you should send your children back to school. They will say all these things that are contrary to your strength. Think about it. Our strengths have been in this civil disobedience, the ghost towns, the economic sabotage. They are the ones who will develop mischievous ideologies to counteract those things, and yet they will sing, Ambazonia must be free. They will wear army dresses and come to their show. They will shout and make noise. But their actions are subtly destroying your liberation fight. La République has embarked on two things, I repeat: discouragement. They want to discourage us, and distraction. So for instance, if they tell you like, Dr. Sako don't collect money for war draft, for my trip to Bia, he don't chop him, he don't go chop crap, he don't sleep with a woman them. They have no proofs for that. But they are saying that to you because you are at ground zero. You are fighting. You are sacrificing your life. Now, to those of you in the diaspora, some of us, we work hard to pay our drafts, to pay my trip to Boya. So when they say these things and we hear these things, our human mind function in such a way that we become discouraged. You'll be thinking, so I am sacrificing, I am making these commitments. Somebody is eating my money, somebody is misusing my money. I will not pay the money again. I need a pay draft. Look at them. They came and attacked the world draft, a strategy to destroy La République. They attacked it. They are not attacking it because they love you. They are not attacking it because they hate Dr. Sako. Even though they will come and tell you, oh, it is Dr. Sako who is stealing the money. You are paying the money. They bring up negative narratives to deceive you and I. But that's not their goal. Their goal is to discourage you, to make you feel discouraged, so you can no more be committed. You know, commitment has a correlation with encouragement. When people are committed, their fuel for the commitment is encouragement. So they are encouraged by what they see and by what they hear. So if the things they hear and the things they see are discouraged, which is exactly what La République has embarked on. That's why La République is paying some of its activists, Epom and Mark Berata and the rest. They will say things to distract you, to discourage you. That's the key thing. And once they succeed to do that, once ground zero is discouraged and distracted, once you and I in the diaspora, we are discouraged and distracted, our strength is weakened. Remember, La République has the money. They can pay the people. They can go out. Think about how many activists in this revolution have been bought over. Think about how many people. Look like Nick Castel Santos, who used to speak. He was a member of the interim government. Today, he's an advocate for La République. The other one who says, are you subscribe or subscribe, they call him whatsoever. There are many of them. Go on and name them. What has happened to them? Why did they suddenly change their position? The price for freedom. They changed their positions because the enemy succeeded in deceiving them with cash. Of course, France is pumping in money to deceive them, to bribe them, to change their mindset. You might never know what has happened to Barrister Ashu. You might never know. This is somebody who said with his own mouth that Ambazonia can only, for there to be peace, Ambazonia and La République must go separate ways. This is the mouth of Barrister Ashu. The same tongue, tits or toots, mouth that spoke once and said Ambazonia and La République can only live in peace as two separate nations. Today, the same mouth is saying that no, they should go in for confederation. There have been a paradigm shift. There have been something, a feature that has taken place at the background. And these are the things that are happening. You will see people changing their stance like this because something has happened within them. They've been deceived. They've been discouraged. But now I repeated this. I said that our strength, our collective strength is your commitment and my commitment. Our determination and our steadfastness. Our steadfastness. These are the things we must protect. We must not allow anybody to get into the core of our heart, into the core of our minds, to discourage us, to deceive us. That's why I warn a lot of you, stop listening to these people. Have you noticed that there are some people in this revolution, whenever you listen to them, the only thing that comes out as a result is you become discouraged and you start getting rage against the interim government and Dr. Sako. That's exactly what the devil wants to do. La République wants to do. So the earlier you stop listening to these people, these so-called activists or talkatives, I would rather say, who will come every day on social media to spew out silly things. Ask yourself the question, what is the purpose of the things they are saying? Why are they saying it? Are they saying it because they love Amazonians or because they want to destroy your commitment? They want to discourage you. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Amazonians, as we are rounding up, I think I have a caller on the line. Before I bring up the caller, the ball is in our court. See, we already have our independence and La République can never take it away from us. But as I told you that we are fighting to defend it and to make it gain an international recognition. This can only delay. And it can only delay based on the effectiveness of our commitment. I like what Lady Casey just said a few moments ago. She said, and I love her affirmative statement. She said, even if anybody else is going to give up, she will not give up. She even despised me on my show. She said, even if everybody else is going, she will not give up. She said it courageously and affirmatively, meaning she's conscious that she will not give up. She will fight. I love that spirit. And I believe there are many of you out there who can relate to that. You can say the same thing on different instances. You can say that again. And I want you to protect your heart. You know what Jesus said? He says, protect your heart, because out of it comes the treasures of life, your heart. And how does information get into your heart? Through the things you hear. Protect yourself in this revolution. There are some people that when you see how negative they are, how a person will come for you, Papa and Mommy, Monday to Sunday, Sako, Tifma, Sako, interim government, only because no be try person there for power. Only because no be countryman there for power. Sako. He has not forgotten about Ambazonia and our children that are dying and the rest of Ambazonia. Sako. I don't make a man talk something. No worry. So talk the boy for my tongue, Lady Casey already know, I don't talk that talk for you now. Lady Casey. I take the call at Lady Casey before we round up. I beg, give me 1 minute. This will surely be the last call of the day. Hello, madam. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello. German Steel, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Papa, would hear you.
Yeah, you get me?
5 on 5.
Yeah, confirm. I want to greet our sister. I want to thank you both for everything you have been doing. Now, that's firstly, I will say thank you, German Steel. Thank you, our sister there, even though I joined the show late. What I'm going to say is this. We are at war. Our people should understand that we are at war. And at war, we don't romance. We have to stay strong. Look at the people, the other people that have suffered. We have to stay strong. Our people have to stay strong. They don't have to be falling for some kind of cheap talkatives, like you rightly call them, the cheap talkative. We are strong people. We need to stand our grounds. And this issue of public people, I think this is another thing I'm going to say here, because it really gets me angry when I see
Hello, sir. Well, that our caller is...
our land, but Larry in our land. It's not good. It's not good.
Please repeat that. Your network. Excuse me, sir. Hello, sir.
The government should pass a law that nobody.
Can you repeat your last statement?
Yes, I get you.
Your last point, because we lost you.
Okay, the last point is about the Republic people in our county, Ambazonia. Did you get me?
Yes, sir. We are getting you.
Hello?
Continue, sir.
Okay, it's okay. The last point is about La Republic people in our country. They don't need to be in our country as we are not feeling free. We must make the seat hot for them. The interim government has to pass a law that nobody should buy or sell from the people of French Cameroon. In fact, if in good La Republic, if you want to buy it, go to Nigeria. It's that way. We must start it that way. If not, these people are going to continue mocking us. They mock us. They go to our schools, they sit in the country, behave with all unity. That gets me angry. That gets me angry.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful.
Calling here for all the corners of campus to stand.
Excellent.
Yes, stand up. Our youth, please, just I want you to continue to educate our youth, because our youth, it seems as La Republique have so much francophonized their brains. They don't think anymore. They still think they are La Republicans, even after all
You're right.
the killings. They still
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you for that wonderful point.
to get this in their thick skull.
Okay, sir. Your connection is not the best, and we can rarely get you. I don't know how. We are rounding up already, Lady Casey. Before I give you the microphone to give up your roundup statement for today, I can see we still have another caller on the line. We still have another caller. Let me just get this caller, so at least we've had. Let me just put this caller on loud so that he can share with us what he has in his mind. We'll give you 2 minutes, sir. Hello, sir. Welcome to Amber Voice.
Yeah, evening, my brother.
Thank you. This is a caller from Gonzalo, I guess.
Yeah, I call from Boyo County.
Okay, Papa. So, share with me what you get off your mind.
Yes, I've been very sorry. I never follow you up, but I don't want information. I don't know whether you will permit me to pass the information.
Okay.
Yeah. Bro, I be just one for insist on which way La Republic get for their mind now. They get two things for their mind now. They get the one civilians against the Amber Boys. That's the first thing that. And secondly, they want to do everything. I mean everything for tarnish our image for international community. If you remember very well, can we the Kira Pekin Evokumba? The first thing where that duel go for the East talk. The first thing when I rise up, when I fight, that one he want to do everything. He want to say, remember me them, they know say this act they so the Amber Boy they do. Even though we know say our boy they never do that kind of thing, but they try always for same medicine and say no, these are acts done by our boys. So we for this ground zero, we don't should on the calculation kind of thing that we will talk for now. So that more if we talk for our boys, so that more when I feel pass the information for our county heads, so that they fit try for Shidong, they see how they do for shame which will happen. Hope say they hear me very well, my
5 on 5, yes, sir. Will you get you, Papa?
Yeah, which will happen with the fund of so that is a 150% score for our struggle. Because La Republic will refuse it, we go hold up fund of so we'll kill him as if we don't openly first talk for the first day for investigation, say it belongs to La Republic. Maybe the fisher will kill him. Then from there now, there's all people got on against the Guakutunja people. From there, hatred start, division start. But what boys, they show them maturity. Sometimes when I don't know that only that act, it be score with plenty goals. Ransom. They never ask you ransom. They never beat you. They say, okay, as you go, if you go to misbehave, you go back to the Republic. We don't want to see you for here. But if you should don't for here, behave well. I want to take this example for pass this information, my brother. I beg. Make all county heads they Shidong with their commanders. They put this for their mind. If you hold a black leg, I beg. Experience don't show say when you hold a black leg, as you kill him or as you ask him money, one of you begin there for white man country where they support the struggle. You don't understand me, my brother? One of your family member, they where they support the struggle. So when finally you go who him, I mean now, even though a black leg, you kill him or ask money, now still you where they support the struggle will contribute money, send them go.
Okay, hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. I think your points can be very clear, and I'm not going to talk on that elaborately today. I will address that point again one other day. But one thing I want to talk here, there was a difference between a black leg and a victim of unnecessary arrest or kidnapping. We know say we don't get Amber Boys away. That one they record and say Amber Boys, those fake Atanganji boys where they work. I don't get many of those instances be reported for me. They arrest people, their family, and most of the times they be people them for diaspora, their family. I not think say true Amber restoration fighters the way they be connected to their LGA and their counties. That they go kidnap people, their family for one money. I don't think so. I want just correct that point.
Yeah, they happen. Even watching at ground zero, they happen. But now I want to say make it be very sound. If the kidnapped person, they ask you money, make that one be attributed to Atangaji boys directly. Because if the kidnapped person for Boyo County, the call commander for Boyo County, he say no. The Boyo County go for air, sound and say no. This thing will happen, we don't know. Concern. I will still call you for back. I say we will really talk this thing fine.
Yes.
I'm comrade. May I just tell you something?
Yes. Okay.
Or say make the population turn against we, where we know that them say they do that work.
Okay, comrade. Lady Casey want to respond to. Comrade. Lady Casey want to respond to that. Hold on.
Anglophone of early the other day with the Republic. Also, sponsor small thief gang them, other banger boy they hokate. They sponsor them, and then they torture our people them. And they tell you now, so I know personally of 4 gang them where they act like Amber Boys where they be sponsor na this CPDM early them. Mean that the work at the torture our people, they our people then go turn against our population go turn against the real restoration fighters them. So now community get for know who be who. And the funny thing I say, either they forcefully for example, one of the group them, they forcefully go arrest of my cousin, may go be part of this gang, forcefully give gun. Because if they get the money, they get access to the La Republic military, mean that them work hard, terrorize our people them. So we get for be very vigilant, we get for know who be who and who is restoration fighter. Like Mr. Nanchop talk, no discipline fighter will be connected to a LGA or county go out for such mission because the structure is so good and the system they train them now how to focus on the actual targets.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, sir. Just round up in 30 seconds. I think say more.
Just small. 1 second, I think. Hello?
Would hear you? Okay.
Yeah, I want thank I don't go when I want thank President Sako for asking insist for this county by county. Say, person when you come out for Boyo. Even if you go who your own neighbor, cut your hand, beat him, misuse him. But if you go for another county, we don't know person, but if you usually come here act, you go. So I really want to insist, I really like the way our president insists any man belong to your county. Because if you belong to your county, you know if you do bad for your own person where you know ye. Now all that want to Baba.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, fans and friends of Mr. Nanchop, fellow Amazonians, we don't come to the end of this program today. And also some of you now at the season and now the number they climb up to 400. We one join with them now, but be sorry. We will take no more calls again. And I look this key topic where we would want bring up in and see the hot now for people that want to talk. More push up another day, I will bring Lady Casey again. As a matter of fact, we're going to see Lady Casey more often for the platform. And of course, wait till I want to suggest again and say, if you just join with late, you don't miss a lot of wonderful things we already talk. And if you join me where you never click on your share button, please do. Click on your share button, make somebody get this message today. I mean, for those who know I don't follow me from the beginning, me and Lady Casey, when I know we don't talk a lot of things away, it be necessary to make plenty people get them, make girls will get them. So just click on your share button. What topic you don't know being at the price of freedom. See, if you join we halfway and you miss the beginning of the show, that means you don't miss a lot. You want to go back to watch. You really want to go back, go rewatch those things that we don't talk. And then click for the share button. Share this extensively, like wildfire. Make every Amazonian get them. Once you want La Republic, no one time. They hate when our messages that it multiply on social media. You know why? Because the thing that we talk mostly mean Mr. Nanchop. La République just hate them. Now why they be their number one target? It's a person tell me say, my only book flights I dey go for La République. I don't enter that place. You know, go make party for your own day. Lady Casey, your last word for the day, man.
Yes, before I round up today, I really want to thank our viewers and but I want to remind us, we don't talk a lot about why we get to be convicted, determined, and make sure say our commitment is on the top as far as this freedom cause is concerned. This freedom cause we get so many reasons to be hopeful. We will see how we don't evolve with all the challenges and we don't ever overcome to this present day. It just means say nothing will can happen in the near future or even tomorrow in this course. It go be not anything bad. It go only propel us forward. So everything we don't happen where it be meant to bring us down, don't prepare us forward. It's because of La Republic is stupidity and their foolish action. Then when they try to frame us, they try to claim and for frame us as terrorists. They don't do all kind thing and for call us terrorists. No international community never join them for accuse us because they know side where would come out. They know say the cause for the fight is justified in the court of law, in the court of man, in heaven. If you take even a socially, if you take even a politically, what cause is just. So no angle, no the way La Republic get anything for do apart from the fact say they don't do all this evil then for paint us, but it don't also the backfire on them because now La Republic atrocity from Gabu now he make most nation na una not even nothing and Gabu incident strengthen the commitment of Canada, America. They sponsor this Swiss initiative. So now because of this they don't realize say no other way no day. Now La Republic is stupidity, constant brutality on us. Where they try to do for divide us, for say we fight ourselves, for turn our community against the diaspora, for take ground zero against the diaspora. Nothing they never try them. They don't try fake dialogue them. They even still continue. They don't try to choose who be wali die they want dialogue with. They don't try all kind manipulation, all kind brutality. It never work. So now we for know for at this point in time, say we can only get better. We can only move in the right direction. So now we for keep our mind focused. May we as any all this blow and this distraction they come, make we still mind ourselves. Say from the reason why we start this where this matter escalate till today, La Republic never show no one interest for even see say they respect our identity at all. So no matter how they twist them, we will remain focused, we will remain determined, we will remain vibrant, make we increase our commitment because now at this stage where it don't show say this war we are this state of war we dey now, so it depends on us and La Republic will never whether we like we try to beg them how they will never regard us as anything. So the only option we have left is to be determined for our restoration, and so we must remain in that mindset and strengthen ourselves and encourage ourselves daily as we move on and avoid distractions because they will come, and but we should not give in because if we give in we are finished, and that is not even an option. So thank you all and remain resolute.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lady Casey. Fellow Amazonians, we don't come for this special, the end of this special edition today for Amber Voice. And before I round up, I'll just talk this thing, and I will continue for here, perhaps tomorrow. But of course, hey, one announcement: Saturday, Tory time will be, and I hope say Lady Casey will still join me again for Tory time, based on whether we get time for join we. But what normal fixed panelism for Tory time there will be come you and will be. When I say Uncle B go be, my aunt, barrister woman, that fine auntie so it go be. We sabi chakara with Tory. Yes, we'll get those who are wonderful fixed panelists and it will be. So Tory time will be for this coming Saturday for 7 o'clock. When I don't miss because plenty thing in the way the one can chakara. Even come you and the belly already born as a tongue now. So if this Saturday you don't reach quick, maybe belly boss because plenty Tory already there is we want move up. You see. So we all look forward for Saturday. But now, for round up this topic for today, something the way Barrister I should talk about. I will continue with that tomorrow, if not next week. Wait, I want to know when I listen to this talk. He talks say, oh, we will be another South Sudan, right? When they don't discuss and say for this do a liberation fight, even when there will be a communication with people from America or the one for Canada, the one for Switzerland, some people they just say, oh, they fear say if they can recognize the independence of Ambazonia, Ambazonia will surely can be another South Sudan. You don't always look and say plenty people that want to use that terminology for doing for fighting we. You know, they don't want to use that term, that word like South Sudan, not comparative with South Sudan. You know why? Don't miss my show tomorrow. Don't miss my show tomorrow because we'll go deeper into it. But you see now, the worst thing now, somebody figures the impression about you. But what is your own knowledge about yourself? And when you start here, person a barrister ask you the media kind of statement, say, oh, another South Sudan, all the kind of story. Does that not raise something in your brain? Say something they go on the background. Don't miss my show tomorrow. Thank you so much for being my guest today. Me, I be that one a no nonsense speaking the German style, aka Mr. Nanchop, also known as General Ajakajo. Lady Casey from Queensland. Look at you, the shine like Queen. Lady Casey, do you know resemble Ambazonia Queen Elizabeth even there? Thank you so much, Mama. We are so happy to have you on this particular edition of Amber Voice, and we look forward to have you again in the next episodes of Amber Voice. And of course, why not more often? So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you guys a nice evening. 21 God salute for all my wonderful brothers and the Trump fighters and for Amazonia. Wanna enjoy the song for our brother Minister Silva.